on showing everything.
All right. Hello.
And welcome to our channel.
Trying to start back on a routine is not
Yes.
always easy after 2 weeks of not being here on a regular Monday, but here we are. We are back.
We're back.
We have a lot of sales. We have over 30 sales. I think it's like 31 or 32 that will be shipped out today. So a very busy weekend.
Thank you for joining us.
We got some topics to talk about, but I feel like the best way to start is to say my name is Aaron.
I'm Amber.
And we are full-time resellers.
Yes.
We go live Monday through Thursday. We promise. We know we didn't last week, but that's because
We were in Wisconsin
on a trip. So first I wanted to start with the trip. So
yes.
We kind of talked about this a little bit yesterday.
Or whenever. Oh, you mean like us?
Yeah.
Okay.
We talked through this a little bit yesterday. You know, it was a vacation. At the end of the day, you got to look at it as it is a vacation. It was an opportunity for us to like step away, do something a little bit different. You got your family time.
Play games. Travel.
And it was a perfectly fine vacation. Now, granted, there was some downfalls and pitfalls, which would make it to where you can't be like.
Can't do it all the time.
No.
Yeah.
You gotta be very selective. But we made the most out of it, and I think the fact that we planned it around a big long yard sale makes it where it's more palatable. Look at that. I'm surprised I got that out the first try.
Look at you. I didn't have to edit your word.
So, the challenges we had when it comes to the sourcing side, we did have rain 2 of the 4 days that we were sourcing.
Rain.
And we're talking about like, this is...
It wasn't like a drizzle.
No, this is everybody's in the garage. And
thank goodness we were up there.
Yeah.
Because if it was down south and we did this on a sale, like, people don't use their garages like they do up north.
No.
They're used to snow and ice.
Every sale was in the garage.
Yeah.
To where you would pull up and you'd have to try... You know how you can drive by and you'd be like, oh, we can just skip this one.
Right.
You know, because there were so many to choose from. Like, we probably hit 150, 200 sales.
It was a lot.
Probably even more than that.
It was probably more. That's probably on one day.
200 plus.
Yeah.
Saturday was really rough, but that's partly because of the rain. I'm glad we started early, in that whole process, and
it was successful. We filled our car, couldn't fit anything else in there.
We could have fit a little bit.
I don't think so.
I mean, it was tight, but
it was tight.
So it was a productive trip.
Yes.
Considering it was still a vacation, I think that's the only way we could really pull off a vacation right now because margin's tight. It's just tight. But I'm sure everybody out there feels it too, just because the economy's not particularly great.
Dollar stores are closing. Isn't that weird?
Yeah. So, fun times.
Yes.
Now, the topic that I wanted to talk about today, which I found kind of interesting, while I was up in Wisconsin, and I'm constantly using Facebook Marketplace and among other places to try to source, find items, find the garage sales because they were using a lot of those tools and websites. And what I found while I was up there was I started seeing a lot of these like shoes that were being put as if they were like clearance. So, and last time I did this, I was getting called out. So I wanted to bring some proof. So if I looked at garage sales, all I was getting was like shoe ads where it's just clearance sale shoes. Yeah. It's like Nike Dunks, Jordans, and stuff like that. And you can look at this person. This person doesn't live in Newberry. Which is where we're from, but they will post shoe listings all over, and I don't care about blasting this person's information because I don't know what the angle is. I reached out to one of them earlier today, this morning.
They're from Bangladesh.
Yeah, and it's just sneaker sales, and they will list this. So this other listing I just looked at is in Indiana, and they've got all these listings. Like, look at all these listings that they're listing, and they're picking different cities.
Yeah.
To locate these.
To just flood the ads.
So they're trying to populate their sneaker ads for clearance shoes where they're selling theirs for $39. I saw a lot of other ones that were selling them for $49.
Yeah.
And obviously that's a concern for somebody that does sell shoes. I think it's one of those markets that we're sort of like
kind of getting out of.
I wouldn't say we're getting out of. We're being a lot more selective and cautious. And I think part of this is this as it's on its like head. So if you're in the reselling like Nike and you're buying the new shoes from the retail stores and using all the AI bots, and I'm not going to try to get too much into that, but that's raised the price of regular Nikes on the retail shelf because there's this big battle to get these shoes on the front end, and then it gets to the reseller market and they're trying to ask for a premium on shoes because you can't get them on the resale side.
to mess.
that is creating a huge window and opportunity for just junk fakes to come into the market.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're trying to sell these fakes because there's this void where people are like, well, screw it, I'm not going to deal with it. Like, why do I want to go through this process of trying to buy it from somebody that bought it for 200, they're selling it for 400, and effectively it's causing this extra little void that gets created where all these fakes hit the market. So this hurts on a couple locations. So first, if you're selling on Facebook Marketplace and you're selling shoes, your listings just got completely obliterated.
Yeah.
You're not going to get seen. You're also going to lose credibility because they're instantly going to be like,
they're going to group you together.
These Nikes are fake, and these Nikes are fake.
Yeah.
Or why are your Nikes $100 and this person's Nikes are $40? Would you price match? Like, it's just obnoxious what you would be dealing with if you were trying to sell shoes on Facebook. The other thing is trying to forward think about this is we already have an issue with, are these real or are these fake? Like, all the times. There's times where I go to a garage sale and if I see a bunch of shoe boxes with Nikes, I just avoid. Like, I don't even want to because they will buy them with boxes. The boxes are fake, the shoes are fake, and they're asking for a premium. I'm not willing to spend a premium on a shoe that may or may not be real. I always, if
and
there's
sometimes, like, especially if they're high value shoes, they're going to go to authentication through eBay if you're selling on eBay, and then, like,
it dings your store. Yeah, it'll ding your store.
Because it'll come back to you, you'll get in trouble.
And I don't want to go through that, and it's always a stressful situation to be in. So I look more for the one-offs. I'll buy the one-offs as opposed to, like, if somebody buys a huge collection, because who's dropping? Like, if somebody had 10 pairs of Nikes that were in the box that were like new condition, maybe they wore them once or some of them they didn't wear, like, if you bought those retail, you would have paid $2,000 for it.
All together.
Like, all together, like $2,000. But if you're buying them fake, you might spend $300. And then if you're asking like $15 for these shoes each, which is about where we would be wanting to purchase these items to resell, if they were real, like, I don't think that's reasonable to think that you would spend $2,000 and turn around and sell a pair of shoes for $15.
Yeah.
And especially if you kept them in really good condition and you took care of them as the way it's perceived. So it's just a huge red flag. Obviously, the market's going to get flooded with shoes, which is going to take down the value of shoes as a whole. So it's just a huge cluster of madness. And
also, too, like, all these that end up being fake from other places, they're going to end up being donated. And then those thrift stores are going to think these are a really great shoe, and they're going to list them at $75, which we've seen on our trip.
So it's a pretty interesting space.
It's going to be like
in.
a really weird funnel.
And you keep in mind, too, with the way the economy is going, which I don't want to harp on the economy because I know there's a lot of that information out there, but, people are looking for alternatives and ways to save money.
Yeah.
So if there's a way to where they can buy a purse that looks like Coach, smells like Coach, looks like Coach, but without the Coach price tag, they're going to look for that opportunity as a good way to save money right now.
Yeah.
And the same can be said about shoes and any of these high-end merchandise, which partly we've tried to step away from.
Yeah, we're so not, like, into that anymore.
Yeah, and I'm still seeing a lot of resellers go out there and buy those. We're just not adept enough to know, like, on the fly, whether or not something is real.
Right.
You've done some research on some of that stuff.
Yeah, like, I can kind of tell, like, purses in a way, but I'm still not 100% confident, so I will pass. I'll pass.
I did find a good tip yesterday.
What?
Somebody was saying, like, ask questions about where'd you buy it.
Yeah, but you know what? We did that.
Yeah.
And they had the authenticated, like, paper and the bag and everything, and it was fake.
Yeah.
So I can't even go on that.
Yeah.
No,
so
I don't
it's
trust.
just tough.
I don't trust anymore. I've been burned too many times from these sweet little
And that's
old
okay.
people.
Like, that's okay.
They may truly believe that these are real.
Yeah.
And I can't fault them for it, but I can't take that risk anymore.
But, like, if you bought the item from a flea market, it's probably fake.
Never know.
Even in a retail storefront, sometimes I get nervous. So, like, we went to Gatlinburg, was one of the places, and we walked by a place that was like a little hole-in-the-wall Oakley store. And I just, in my heart of heart, I'm just like, I just don't believe that they're all real in there.
I mean, who knows? Who knows anymore?
I can't.
Fakes are so good.
It just makes me nervous. It's just all
You
over
think
the
this
place.
is bad? Just wait until they create the people.
Yeah.
That are
Oh gosh,
fakes.
the fake people. Oh, don't even. We're gonna be long
So
dead
we're
hopefully
going
by then.
We're going way into it. Hey, they could be walking amongst us.
But I think that's a pretty good
We're into
transition
what is sold.
to what is sold now.
Let's get back to why you're here.
So I think it's 31 items, but I could be wrong.
Yeah.
First off, this one sold
unit.
a combo unit. We've been, this one has the remote, but the remote I put in the description does not work.
Okay.
And I do think there was like a little bit of a high pitch noise whenever it played on the DVD, but these are all things that I read in the title and that I described out in the description to make sure to cover our bases. It does have some surface wear, but it was fully working. So and that sold for $54.97 plus shipping, so not too bad there. Next up, this was we'll call this a consignment sale.
Yes.
So this came from your
sister.
sister.
This was from my sister. She just was not into selling on eBay, so she said, here, you try. So we're splitting it 50-50. It's a Saints jacket, brand new. What did it sell for?
With tag, $60 plus shipping on that.
Yeah. So.
And that's a bit higher above the market from what I'm seeing, but I also looked at it and I just thought it was more unique than some of the other ones that were comparable.
Yep.
So I do think there are situations to where you can go a bit higher than others. This would be another situation to where you kind of have to compare to what you have versus what is out there. And this one I had to go below the market because these were like cut off a little bit. So these were like 2 to 3 inches shorter than normal. So either they
were modified.
Yeah. Either this was for like an amateur that was growing up but not quite like full size, but had it. And the thing is too is a stiff.
Yeah.
On the shaft, which if you're taller, usually you swing a little bit harder because you have a little bit more like rotation and everything. So this is a very unique set because it's shorter and stiff. So they don't really go together. But
someone was looking for it.
Someone was looking for it, and we sold it for $100, and it didn't take too long. We paid $25 for it.
They're what are they? Tailor-made.
They are tailor-made rack irons. We've sold a set like this before. And this particular version has gone down in value. I don't know why, but the last time I sold it, I was missing like an iron, and I was still able to get like $150 plus shipping.
It's probably because they weren't cut down.
Yeah, maybe. But either way, $100 plus shipping, and
you can't really tell that when you're out shopping.
No, you can't.
Cut down.
I mean, I felt.
I guess so.
So when I grabbed it when I was going to list it, and I went to bend down, like I'm bending down further than normal. So I did notice it once I like.
You're like something's off.
Went to like adjust the ball. I'm going down a little bit further than normal.
How am I missing the ball? It's my normal swing.
Yeah, I would whiff all day on this. This we picked up this weekend. A lot of stuff that we've listed sold that we've listed
So are these
already.
from Wisconsin?
So this was Wisconsin.
Okay, we'll just say that for a long trip.
So this sold for $26.98 plus shipping. I think I bought this in a bundle for like, I got like $2 into it, something like that. Not too shabby. Next up, we have a pair of, these are really kind of unique, and I probably will never find another pair because these are Michael Vick Nikes.
Oh,
so
boy.
These are really old Nike Vick, and I had a lot of interest in it, but I could not just get anybody up to $40, and settled for $34. You see Vick is on the top right here. $34 plus shipping on those. We've had them for quite a while too. Yeah. Lots of interest and had it for so long, but people kept sending offers and they wanted them for 20. Nope, we're gonna go with 34. Also from our trip, this is a Titleist bucket hat with FootJoy and Pro V1. I think I paid like $5 for it, but I was okay with it just because it was so unique. It does have a lot of like wear and dirt and stuff, so it could use a good wash.
But we're not washing white.
No, I don't want to. I feel like I just probably make it even worse.
Every time I wash white, it ends up with like the softener speckles all over it from our washer. So frustrating.
$19 plus shipping on that for a fast sale. I'm okay with that. And I didn't also want to store it just because it was going to take up too much space.
And you have to be careful not to like bend it or whatever.
Another one from the Wisconsin trip. Did we pay 5 or 10 for this? Do you remember?
10.
I think we paid 10. So we paid up for this a little bit, but it did so fast.
Peruvian Barbie doll.
I don't know if it's really worth it because it only sold for $23.50. But it was the only one from the lot that made sense to potentially sell. Yeah. And I sold it lesser just because
it's crimped up here.
There's some wear on the top here.
So.
But that one's going international.
It was fast.
And it did so quick. This is a better flip of one that I would like.
This was one of his favorite buys.
Yes, this is one of my favorite buys. Also from the Wisconsin trip, it is a realistically animated singing canary. And I wanted to test this so bad.
Yeah.
because these are so cool and I've seen them before. But the problem is when I opened up the bottom, I noticed it was still tied down inside the box. So it has never been taken out of the box. Now, I did note that while it has not been taken out of the box, it is not currently working. So chances are that there could be battery corrosion in it when you do remove it. So it's sold as open box, but
with possibility of corrosion.
Yes, but $1 is what I paid for that.
Yeah.
And that was late on like a
Wednesday, Thursday.
I want to say Friday.
I don't remember.
Thursday.
It's all a blur.
I don't know, but sold for $49.95 plus
crazy.
shipping.
That was
so
good. I was like, why are you getting this? It's so weird.
I love it.
It's like, I love the animated thing.
I like all the animated stuff. It's like one of my favorite areas to like work on.
And you do well on them.
Yeah.
They usually sell.
This is AMC Turn. This is a TV series, seasons 1, 2, and 3, also from the Wisconsin trip. And these, I think we paid like $5. I think it was a half price day at a church sale, and these sold for $23.74 plus shipping, and really quick. So not too bad. All right, did the Ninja Turtle guy didn't make it upstairs?
I'll get it. Go to the next one.
Okay.
Is it in the kitchen?
Oh, it's just downstairs on the bottom of the stairs. All right, well, this is a good timing for us to go into her least favorite sale of the weekend. It was this little guy. This is an Imaginext shark, and the reason why she doesn't like it is it sold for $350. And this is probably not something I would sell or list these days, but it was already listed, and it's been listed, so I took an offer just to go ahead and get it to move, and it is gone. Next up, Dragon Ball Z Game Boy Advance game, $24.95 plus shipping on this. Pretty quick seller on that one. And you're running out of room, huh?
No room.
And this guy we bought from a local thrift store, and I think we got it for $5 or less. I can't remember. But when I saw it, I was like, I know this is gonna be good. And it still has the box and everything, and it is not complete. I did take a video of it, but it is
little Beckett helped us put it together.
It is a playset. Like, it bends down, and it's got little rooms and some extra figures with it and all that stuff. And this whole set right here is sold for $90 plus shipping.
Crazy. Look at that. Life size.
And I'm glad that sold before we switched off, because we'll make money back on shipping on that thing.
Yes.
Because that'll ship by UPS ground, and what I find is the discount that eBay gives you with UPS is more than what you get with USPS.
Right.
So that will work out just fine. Next up, Lego Dimensions. This little Lego kit sold for $25 plus shipping, and that was a fast seller.
That's a good one.
That one was before we left.
Okay.
That one was listed. Twister Blu-ray, brand new sealed, and this movie sold for $8 plus shipping. Paid $1, not great, but it's a fast.
Yeah.
Takes up no room and sold pretty quick. Next up, we have a pair of Adidas Men's Freak. So these are football cleats.
They look really nice.
Yeah, football cleats. And these sold for $29.95 plus shipping. Did sell via promoted listing.
I put it back in there.
Oh, well,
we're running out of space over here.
Okay. All right.
Running out of room.
All right. Next up, now we're getting into some of the. I want to say this was listed before we left.
Okay. Yeah, I don't remember this one from the trip. Nikon.
This is a Nikon Coolpix S3100. It is a 14 megapixel camera, which the higher the megapixels, the better the clarity and more sought after they are. I would say in general, if you stick with just like 5 megapixels and up, you're probably doing fine. And that one sold for $79.80 plus shipping.
You knew it had that?
Yeah.
A case.
It's just a case.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll leave some extras in there.
$79.
Yes.
Nice.
$79.80 for digital cameras. Next up, we have a Cleveland 5-iron? 5-iron. Left-handed 5-iron. We've had this club for a while. I think I listed it initially for $40, then lowered the price a couple times, and now we ended up at $29.95 plus shipping. Sold via international sale, and I think that I picked up at a thrift store for $4
Okay.
or so. So some profit there.
Apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur. I can't say the name and not sing it. It's just not possible. Aaron said, did you get the apple bottom jeans? And I came in, boots with the I just can't help
so
it. It's
corny.
just part of it. Anyways, these have like that scrunched up legs.
Yeah, so
and I listed these like right before we left. So
$24 plus shipping on those.
Yeah.
Next up, we have an Infinite Undiscovery Xbox 360 game. I have never heard of this game, so when I saw it, I was like, I bet you that's probably good.
Yep.
And it was in immaculate condition, sold for $24.95 plus shipping.
That's great.
And again, that came from Wisconsin.
Yep. Money.
This came from Wisconsin. It is a generic ping putter. This also tells you, I'm just glad you're seeing this, because now you'll see exactly how much I've been listing since we've
I know
gotten
he's
back.
been listing. I've been. I slept the day away yesterday.
She slept 14 hours in the last 20 hours.
You know what? It was Mother's Day, and I get to choose what I want to do on Mother's Day. My kids are not with me. I'm like sad, so I slept.
Yeah.
And it was great.
She slept. So from the Wisconsin trip, paid $1 for a bunch of different, $1 each for a bunch of different head covers, and this is a ping generic, like blade putter head cover. And I did not see anything on it, so I was like, well, worst case scenario, I can throw it in with like another ping putter, and that would be great. But then I looked it up, and it still sells on its own, $14.95 plus shipping.
Good.
And it sold quick. So
It did.
Definitely had this in our store for a little while. $29.99 plus shipping on this teapot.
I don't know why I got it. I don't know why.
It is
Villeroy and Bach. It's in great condition.
It is in great condition. They'll love it.
Yes.
So.
But when I saw it sell, I was like, "Who got that?" He goes, "I didn't get it." I was like, "Well, I don't know why, but whatever."
$30 plus shipping, so not too bad. Also from the Wisconsin trip, this was one of the only good finds from Saturday. So I found a bunch of.
Saturday was a dud.
Yeah, because of the rain.
But I mean, we had already filled up our car, so it's all good.
You already know Fallout is the big series that's out right now, and it's gone up considerably in value. So to find one that is sealed, like this, couldn't be better timing.
Right.
And then not to mention that, but this is something to learn. If you see on the top here it says "Do not sell before," that means this was like the first copies they sent to the store.
Right.
So these are the most desirable ones, and for that reason, this sold for $95 plus shipping super quickly. This one we paid up for $20 on this one.
Worth it.
Worth it. And that one right there will pay for the entire lot that we bought, and we bought several games like that Undiscovered game. This game also came from that lot, so we're already in the profit and just started listing them, and I haven't even listed all of them yet. This one sold for $9.99 plus shipping. But I didn't even have to test these games because they looked like the guy didn't even play them.
Yeah.
And usually I test games. If I see a scratch, I will test them. But if I don't see a scratch, I don't think it's necessary. It's overkill at that point. Next up, TaylorMade Golf Club. This is a super fast and another one of the dollar head covers that I picked up. 3.0, $14 free shipping. Yeah, but it was in good condition. So.
All these Wisconsin sales, almost like we need to do it again next year.
Negative. PS4 game. This one we've had for a while. Sold for $8.08. We've had these for a while.
Avon Moisture Therapy Derma Soothing Body Wash. A lot of 3 of them.
A lot of 3 of those, and they all sold for $39.95 plus shipping.
Avon,
I will say,
really, there's not that many things that we buy at Avon that for resale
that are worth it. Yeah. It's not all.
But that was okay.
This one I think came from the trip. This is a Pentax, another digital camera. So we did buy quite a few digital cameras on our trip, and I think this is the first one to sell. Yeah, it's the first one to sell because the other one was from before.
Yeah.
But this little digital camera, and this one I was saying you want to look for 5 megapixels. What is this one?
That's not digital.
Oh, it's not a digital actually. This is a point and shoot camera. You actually have to load in film. And that one sold for $37.95 plus shipping. So really good return on that. And I priced it as if it didn't have a case. The case is just an added bonus.
Oh, okay, that's nice. They'll love that.
Next up, we sold a Bose little blue
Speaker.
speaker. I don't think this is waterproof.
No.
But it's just a portable speaker. Anything Bose usually is worth looking
Look up
up.
the Bose.
And we've had this for a while. We did
Now
not
we
have
do
it
see
listed
like
for a while.
subwoofers and like big entertainment center Bose. We usually don't get that. I don't know if it's because it's shipping.
It's just the size.
Yeah.
It's not the profit versus the size.
Right.
Is not going to line up.
But these little things, yes, get.
But this one, for example, we've had this, and for some reason it ended up in our video game stuff downstairs.
Oh.
So when I found it in the video game stuff, I was like, so you're not using it. And it's sitting in there.
It was one of those, hurry up and clean, Grandma and Grandpa are coming.
And it got stuffed in there. So I tested it, and it worked. And I feel like I tested it before, and it worked.
Yeah.
And it just, for some reason, I think you wanted it or something.
Well, obviously, I like listening to music when I do things.
But I went ahead and listed it, and we got $40 plus shipping for it.
Yep.
So, and
I
a
have a
fast seller.
JBL that I like. So
Fast seller. The next digital camera
look at all
to
these
sell
cameras.
from...
Oh, this was one. Wisconsin.
Oh, this isn't a digital camera either, actually.
This is Wisconsin instant camera printer.
Yes, it's got a built-in printer inside.
This was 25 cents.
Yeah, and we got 2 of them. So it is a quantity listing.
Look at this.
Um,
It's like they never used it.
and they didn't use it because it has all the same
Yeah.
stuff that you would have in the beginner. I made sure to charge them and check to see if they
Right.
turned on. They all turned on.
Yeah.
So
The
sold
only
them
thing that was wrong was like the box was ripped off. Like
Yeah.
they opened it and then they were like, no thanks.
like a barbarian. They opened it like a barbarian and then throw it to the
No
side.
thanks.
Didn't use it.
Thanks, Mom. No thanks.
$47.95 plus shipping on that.
That's great.
Or
For
$47.45.
25 cents.
Like from a percentage perspective, that's probably the best flip
Best sale.
of the trip. So that was the Wisconsin trip,
I'm just kidding.
and we got 2 of those. So that was
Yes.
just the first one of the lot to sell, and I expect the other one to sell fairly quickly. We got a bunch of hats. I listed 20 hats yesterday, give or take, and usually the buy cost on a hat is about $1 on average.
That's what
You'll
we
find-
typically spend.
You'll find some for 50 cents.
Yeah.
You'll pay up for a couple every
Mhm.
once in a while, but I don't remember. Do you remember what you paid for this one?
Nope.
I'm gonna guess $1.
I didn't even know I got that one.
And this is a minor league team. You always look out for the minor league hats. I priced this a little bit down based on some of the comps because the bill,
It's bent.
it needs some help. Like
Yeah.
if you wear this
It needs to
and
be shaped.
like you can shape it, it's not like really really bad.
Yeah.
But I made sure to put that in the notes. So I priced this probably $10 below
Oh, dang.
what we could probably get for it. $19.95 plus shipping. It sold overnight. So.
That's great. This was Wisconsin?
Yep.
All right.
And the last sale that happened just before, and what we did was, so if you didn't know, the calculated shipping is
For
going to, for eBay, is going to automatically pass the discounts unless you opt out on May 15th.
Okay.
While I wasn't sleeping this morning, I decided to go ahead and change ours a couple days early, thinking we get a head start.
Yeah.
And maybe that'll help push us in the top of the algorithm.
So what that means is the discount that we can get from purchasing labels on eBay or Pirate Ship is what I use, they're going to start showing the customer that price.
Not showing
Right.
it, just giving it
Just
to them.
giving that to them.
So and it most affects golf clubs. So
Okay.
for example, I think the buyer in this golf club lot is
I bet they're
gonna
from
pay
California.
$11 and change. I'll look just to verify and prove you wrong.
We get so messed up whenever California buys our free shipping items or discounted shipping. It's like, dang it.
That's her conspiracy.
It's
So-
not no conspiracy.
The shipping on this cost the buyer $11. It would have
Yeah.
charged them probably
25.
25,
Mhm.
22, 23,
Yeah.
and we would pay the $11 and you
But
know,
I mean, like the difference that we make on these things, we're buying a odd size box. We're still paying eBay fees and eBay fees on shipping, which is, how's that not double dipping?
and the buyer is from Minnesota.
So close.
Eat your words.
It was so close to California.
No, it's not. Which is where we were probably getting most of our stuff was actually from Minnesota.
Yes, that's
So,
true.
The whole sale was across the Mississippi River, which was Minnesota, Wisconsin. So there was a lot of us traveling
Back
across
and forth.
bridges
Which
back and
state
forth.
are we in?
Yeah.
But it was so fun. Loved it. Loved the trip. And sales from the trip already. Good job on listing. It was successful.
I got a lot of work still to do.
Oh, yeah. Our living room's... We have a couch.
Yeah. Yeah, and it took us effort to get a couch.
Oh my gosh.
So obviously today I'll be working on a lot on listing. You got some shipping to do.
Shipping and listing. I really want to have all the clothes done before the boys come home.
I think that is an awesome goal, and I was hoping you would say that because I thought of that yesterday, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna hope she comes up with her thought.
I would
on her
love
own.
to not have to list clothes when they're here.
Yeah.
So.
So that is a strong thing.
But I have nothing. Like I have a women's group meeting tonight, so I have that. But other than that, this week, like there's nothing. I'm supposed to help watch our neighbor's child at 2.
Oh.
Okay, well then that. But so like those 2 things today, and then
Yeah.
nothing else.
Yeah. Until she finds out something to do on Tuesday to.
But I
keep
have a
her
lot of
from
time on my
listing.
hands, and it'll help keep me like occupied, so I'm not so sad that my kids aren't here.
Yeah.
So.
I think probably another one of my favorite buys from Wisconsin is this one. Just the nice old screen mask.
Yeah.
It is on auction right now, and it's already up to like $112.
It's wild.
And it doesn't end till Sunday. So I don't know. I'm just looking over and saw it. I had to say something about it.
Oh, there you go.
But yeah,
I
obviously.
didn't even plug this in. Maybe it's still picking it up from our speaker.
Is it?
I hope so. There's been somebody watching for a majority of the time, so hopefully you can hear us and you're not just seeing us make motions. But anyways.
Yeah, that's bizarre. Well done. That is the technical department over here.
No, he set the phone up today.
I'm not to be blamed here.
Anyways.
So
we have plans. We're listing.
Yeah, we're gonna be listing.
That's about it. Shipping and listing.
Anyways, other than
We'll
that,
see you in the morning.
see you tomorrow. Hope you all are killing it out there as well.